welcome to the Raw Life podcast sponsored by UFC Gym, Indy, and dotFIT. We have taken over. It's the ladies of UFC Gym, Indy.
What's going on?
What is up, guys?
Make sure you follow us on social media. Facebook and Instagram is at UFC Gym Whitestown, and Twitter and YouTube is at UFC Gym Indy. So let's get started and introduce ourselves because, hey, we got a podcast of our own, right?
Yes, we do.
We are taking over.
We've been waiting for this.
We have.
Yeah.
So you will need to watch our podcast coming up. It will be the ladies of UFC Gym Indy, and that will come out soon. But today, we're taking over this podcast. So I want to introduce everyone. My name is Jamie Linville. My background includes working with athletes academically. I also have worked with some organizations you might have heard about, Indiana Pacers, maybe. I've also worked with Indianapolis Colts, Chicago Bliss, and other sports entities. So
Yeah.
You're
a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you worked at the Pacers. That's pretty cool.
Do. Yeah, I still do.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. You learn something new every day.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I'm Claire. I'm the youth coordinator here at UFC Gym, and my background includes college athletics and work extensively with youth all over the Midwest area, and I'm excited to be here at UFC Gym. Been here for 2 months now.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
Awesome.
So next, my two friends. I'm Kate. I'm a membership advisor and also a performance coach for UFC. I go between Whitestown and class, so I work hand in hand with Claire and Jamie here. Background, I played basketball in college at Coastal Carolina. Grew up in Indiana, and just excited to be here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Excited.
Yeah.
So today we're hijacking the podcast. We're going to talk about women in sports because that's a big topic. I hear it all the time. Everywhere, women are trying to break through, trying to show that we know what we're doing, especially working in sports.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
And playing sports. So we've got two big athletes here. Famous athletes, I would
Ex-athletes.
say.
Famous.
Yeah.
I don't
College,
know. Famous,
Maybe
but
washed up, but
a little,
we're here.
a little bit washed up. A little bit. Trying to get it back.
They can speak on the aspect of playing,
Yeah.
and I can speak on how hard it is to actually work in sports as a woman.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So let's get started. Claire, you had some information you wanted to share.
Well, I have a question that just came to mind. Was recruiting, like when you were getting recruited, was it hard for you? Were you doing camps and stuff? And like, because I know the process is different for each sport.
Yeah. So I luckily had a high school coach, actually my AAU coach, that was heavily involved in my college or in my basketball career in general. So he really honed in on getting us, touches and getting us open to college coaches seeing us play. So we would travel down to Atlanta every summer and spend a couple weeks down there, and essentially we would be in front of all college coaches there. So he really opened up a pathway for us to be seen, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. And I think a lot of people that don't understand is that there are certain stages of getting recruited. Like I think sophomore, freshman year, I don't know if it's been changing, but you can email the coach, but they can't email you. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
When you first, reach out. Like, so they will know who you are. You can send tapes, videos, tell them your stats about yourself, what you're looking forward in the school. Like, that's all good. And, they keep that on your radar kind of type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but then when you get to sophomore, I think junior year, that's when the heavily recruiting happens. And then, they'll start reaching out. They'll start inviting you to those camps, getting more, see your feel of your play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's definitely restrictions on recruiting, and it's become a little bit more regulated since, sometimes you can slip a little cash under the table for some of those
especially
players.
Different divisions. And
Yep.
I mean, NAIA is also a little bit gray area there at times
Totally.
too.
Yep.
I was talking to Kate because my daughter is not even on the freshman team yet. She's practicing and going to make it, hopefully. But she's being recruited right now.
Yep.
Yeah, it's insane.
They start early now. I mean,
especially in
kids,
basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Men's basketball, too. Yeah.
Yeah, basketball, volleyball, soccer, all those sports, everything's becoming more highly competitive because there's obviously more avenues for kids to train. You can be shown in the limelight a little bit more as far as social media. So, yeah, you can be seen a little bit easier nowadays. So, yeah.
Definitely the pressure has also increased since our playing days, not just in college, but in high school. I mean, because social media has made everything bigger. I mean, you can see LeBron James' son on his social media. He's got a couple million, and he's only a freshman, sophomore in high school, and they're already talking about him being in the NBA in 5 years. Like, come on now, like he hasn't even signed a letter of intent yet. Like, come on, guys.
He's looking at houses already.
Well, I'm sure he's set for life a little bit.
True, yeah.
That's a little young, but
yeah,
right.
But what about you, Jamie, as a parent with a kid that potentially could play in college? How do you feel about, your kid already being seen, and how you kind of want to go through that process with her?
So I want to go through the process, with my background, I work with the athletes and academics. So I want her to really focus on academics as well as playing. I don't mind her playing collegiate sports. I really want her to, but I've seen a lot of collegiate athletes struggle because they don't have the time to get that academic support while they're in college, because they're always going. Yeah. From 5 a.m., you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
Until
14-hour days, 16-hour days.
So when are you going to get that academic support?
Yeah.
So.
No, that's a good point to make, because I think obviously as a college athlete, you think of yourself as number one, an athlete. Yeah. And you put your academics second, and really they should go hand in hand.
Well, if you look at the NCAA, the definition is student athlete. Right. Because they want that student aspect first. No, that's so true. But you don't see it in the departments, the athletic departments. Yeah.
I also think that when kids are starting to make their decisions, they're just I want D1. They don't even consider NAIA or D2 or D3 because they think it's lower levels. If you're trying to get recruited NBA or, WNBA or something higher level, okay, that makes sense because that's usually how it goes. But I went to D1 and D2 schools, and they were both highly competitive. The only different was rules and regulations and certain things, but overall it was the same experience, and I enjoyed myself. So I think if you are looking to get recruited, look at all levels and see your options. Don't just restrict yourself to one area.
Yeah. Do you think it has anything to do with scholarships?
Yeah, I definitely think that. I think the scholarships are relatively the same, right, for D2 and D1 levels?
I believe so.
Because of Title IX and everything. And D3, it's more academic involved. And usually D3 is more private schools in general. So, yeah.
You said something that kind of hit a mark with me, and that's enjoying the experience. Yeah. Because you can feel the pressure a lot from not only the coaches, but from the community, from your teammates, things like that. So it's definitely important if you're going to go into a Division I, Division II, NAIA, to really make the experience enjoyable and try and have fun. That's, I think, one of the things that I wish I was told as an athlete, because I took it to a level where I wasn't going to play after college. I knew that, but I was so competitive that I didn't enjoy the experience as much as I should have. So
I'd love to hear kind of a day in your world and a day in your world, just to hear kind of how your days went as an athlete, especially as a woman.
Well, how about a year because of your school year? Because my training schedule would have been different than a basketball player of how we started.
And your sport is, if you want to share.
Oh, a soccer. I was a college goalkeeper. So, I guess for me, I don't know Spider Monkey. Oh, man. Spider Monkeys!
Spiders? And monkeys?
We did a BJJ course with our coaching certification. We had to do some BJJ stuff, and we did Spider Monkey stuff. So that's where that comes in.
All right.
Yeah.
We were just laughing our heads off yesterday, but
we learned some new things.
We definitely got my Spider-Man, Spider Monkey thing going on. But for the life of a soccer player, our season starts in the beginning of school. So if you're starting your first year of college, you're going to get there probably early July, depending on if you're in Division I or Division II level or so on and so forth. Then, you've got your first game, your first week of classes usually. And if you're in college, you don't know what you're expecting from classes. I will tell you that a story of mine. I got concussed my first 2 weeks of training at my first school I went to. And I got concussed and I got my schedule day mixed up. So the day I was supposed to go to a lab, the day I was supposed to go to the actual classroom, I actually mixed up the days, but it was the same class. And I didn't know till 2 weeks later when the teacher was like, "You're not on my roster. Like, what's going on?" This kind of thing. And so, just getting a hang of your schedule and then also being injured or, there's a lot of things to accommodate to, especially in the beginning of year with college athletics. So a lot of things to worry about, so.
Yeah. It's funny because even as just a regular student, you're walking into college and it's all on you.
Mhm.
Like, you are held accountable for yourself, right? So putting on top of that, being an athlete, you know, you're trying to train your brain to go at high levels on both ends. So, you know, my schedule, let's backtrack to your question, but my schedule, you know, essentially we just get there, you know, first day of class, and we'd start our training. Really it was just conditioning and getting in the weight room. And then we'd go into practice in October. And then we go all the way to, I think it was like March. So
Yeah.
it's been like, what, 10 years for me. So I'm trying to remember everything. But
usually they give you like 2 weeks before finals, and
Yeah.
you can train with the team. Obviously, they would make you do volunteer workouts or
Right.
something, but they would want you to focus on those finals last 2 weeks of a semester. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that would give you a good break, but are you going to really take a break from working out? You're going to get out of condition.
absolutely, yeah.
And, you know, you can do smaller sessions or something like recovery, you know, because I know after a season of mine, especially with it being right before finals, I would want to do like yoga or some recovery sessions with the trainer, because I was just beaten up for the first 3 months of the semester,
Yeah.
you know? So.
Right. Yep. So a lot of 6 a.m.s, you know, every now and then you'd be able to go out, but then, you know, it's back at it. So
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So
As a concerned parent,
Yes.
do you want to know the clean
No.
version or
Yeah. We'll save those stories for another podcast.
unfiltered
but-
later on?
Yeah.
God, hot Belgian waffles! Wait, I'm alone. I can swear for real. Son of a...
I do have a question because I worked with athletes when I was in college. And you saw the male athletes, they were almost just, women just fell all over them, you know?
Yeah, they're the celebrities.
Yeah,
of
the
college.
celebrities.
Yeah.
Major
what
eye
was it
roll over
like-
here.
Well, that's what I want to ask. What was it like for females? I mean,
Oh,
did
Oh,
you
they
get the
fell
same
over us too.
reaction?
Guys
Did they?
ate it up. No, I was kidding.
They loved us.
I
Well,
mean,
and why do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe just I don't know, that star quality, you know, and it's they're Prince Charming, or you know, how they see an ideal man. It's I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think it's just a general thing. where-
Stereotype.
Yeah. I growing up, like, it was always like the stud athletes were the people that people just wanted to be around. It wasn't necessarily, it was just a natural attraction, right?
I was like, God.
I'm God.
Prince
They were
Charming?
like-
Hello?
They were like,
Yeah.
God, yeah.
No, you know, and
I mean, think of it this way. How many athletes did we hear that were women growing up? Like, I mean, you know, we have Mia Hamm now.
I loved Mia Hamm.
I know, those were our
Brandi
stars.
Chastain, like, those two are like idols
I mean,
to me.
The cover of Sports Illustrated,
Yeah,
ripping
the shirt off,
showing
yeah.
that woman power strength. And
Oh
that was
my
like
gosh,
the
it was
first
the best.
ever really,
Yeah.
we could really see that besides Serena Williams, who's
Right.
always killed it.
Oh my gosh,
Right.
You know,
she's an idol now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
love
She
her.
still is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
and Billie Jean King, I think she even,
wow.
you know,
Yeah.
I forget who she played against in the 70s, that male player. You know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
though. She played against a male tennis player, and she was also a professional tennis player, proving that we could keep up
Yep.
with
Yeah.
them. And that's I
Yeah.
think that was one of the first I can really
Mhm.
think about at the
Yeah.
moment that was showing women power, that hey, we can compete, we are just as good.
Yeah.
You know, I think the big debate is whether girls should play in men's sports, and I think we should have our own leagues like the WNBA and like our own professional soccer teams. I think that's perfect because, you know, I think we are built differently, women and
Mhm.
women, but we are athletic. We do have abilities. We can compete, and we like sports just as much as boys.
Oh yeah.
if
Oh,
not
yeah,
more.
definitely.
For sure. The first biographical book I ever bought was Cheryl Swoop's. And
Oh,
she was a
wow.
major WNBA player back in the day. And
Mhm.
she just like kind of paved the way for a lot of women, obviously. But her story is really neat. And like I read it like 4 times just because you can relate to some of those like
Mhm.
humps and, you know, those valleys that you have to go through to like as an athlete or just a woman in general, just trying to be, you know, more than a you know, regular person, I guess you would say. And there's nothing wrong with regular people. I love them.
That's
We
it.
love
I'm
regular
a regular
people.
person, but I
Yeah,
work in sports. yeah.
Exactly. And no one's regular. Everyone has their special qualities. But
Yeah.
yes, there are specific people that really pave a way
Yes,
for
there
all
are.
of us. So, yeah.
Yeah, there are.
It'll be interesting to see where women's sports will be in 20 years, because I think
Yes.
we have so many more idols now
Yes.
that girls can look up to in all sports, not just soccer and basketball, but just I mean, Simone Biles. I mean, she's killing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely killing it.
She does
Yes,
okay.
she is.
Yeah.
I think she's got 25, 27 medals, and she's not retiring anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
talk about a spider monkey.
No, seriously. What about you, Jamie? Like, is there anyone that sticks out for you that you think of, like, you know, that really, I guess, idolizes, or even your daughter that mentions like someone that she idolizes?
You know, that's a good question because in our house, it's mostly male athletes we know.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunately
Cut.
That's unfortunate because there probably are some really outstanding women. I just, you know, we watch tennis, so I know the Serena.
Yeah.
We don't watch women's sports as much as we watch men's, and that is just something that you really got me thinking about.
Yeah.
It's just as competitive, and I really need to support that.
Well,
all the women's professional basketball games are now being broadcasted, every single game now.
Yeah.
This season. We can thank COVID for that. So,
Yeah.
you know, which we need to start regulating that more often when there's no COVID or any virus going on. We definitely need to broadcast more women's sports, not just talk about it and see it in headlines, but actually see it playing.
Now we do attend Purdue volleyball.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
And
fun games.
They're very fun.
Yes.
And it's really cool to see those girls because, women, because, watching high school or watching Allie do club sports, I mean, this is a higher level than that. You see them just dominating the court.
I know. The
It's
way they
awesome.
jump and the energy level and just like the hear of them smacking the ball.
Yes.
That is
it's
the coolest
awesome.
thing. I think, or one of the coolest things. I think it's like pretty neat. So
It is. Yeah. But I mean, we were talking before the podcast about how girls growing up are given certain toys to play with.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, I think, Claire wanted to talk a little bit about that because I think that's just kind of like why we don't have many women in our sports right now.
I mean, a professor brought this point up to me when I was in college, and I've always loved that point. Like, what do you give your boy to play with when he's young? What do you give a girl? We usually see with a kitchen set, and there's nothing wrong with learning about cooking and those things, but I think boys should learn cooking too, just as much. But why are we giving them basketballs? Why aren't we giving them soccer? And some girls have preferences. I'm sure Kate and I wanted a ball more than anything.
Yeah, my mom cried.
I mean,
I'm not here's a ball. I was like, no, I'll take the dirt.
Yeah, believe it or not, I did have my Barbie face. I did have my American Girl Barbie face, but
But were they athletes when you played with them? Did you make them athletes?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
There we go.
Superior feminists. Girl power.
Girl power.
But I mean, definitely, I think it starts from the young, because we start teaching these stereotypes and even the simplest things of toys, and most parents don't think like that at all. They just think, oh, it's just something to entertain them while I'm, doing the dishes or something. But think about what you're giving your kid. It's telling them, give them all aspects, expose them to many things, arts and crafts, music. I'm not just talking sports and cooking here. I'm talking about everything. Let them find their own interests. Not everyone's going to be made as an athlete. Not everyone's going to be the best cook.
Yep.
Not everyone's going to be the tallest, shortest, fastest, but be the best that you can be and find what you are passionate about.
That's what happened to us.
Yeah.
Allie put her in softball, like to play in the dirt. She didn't catch any balls. We put her in gymnastics. She just didn't like it. She wasn't good at vault. So I thought, okay, those sports days are over. That's fine. Let's get you something you like. She liked music. She liked art. One day she came to me. She said, I want to play volleyball. She'd never picked up a volleyball. This girl was going into the 7th grade. And I'm like, let's try.
Yeah.
She tried out, tears, because she did not make the 7th grade volleyball team.
Yeah.
So we put her in the academy, which is a club here in Indianapolis. Got her some experience. And now she's doing fantastic. And
Awesome.
I would have never thought that she would excel in volleyball. I thought our sports days were over.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I think as a parent athlete, we've just kind of met, right? And we're still getting to know each other.
All three of us, yes.
All three of us.
I think we've all started within a couple months or a couple weeks of each other, right? Or around
pretty much, yeah. But I can already tell, like, you're supporting her and your positivity. That goes a long way for a kid.
Mm-hmm,
and
definitely.
to continually do that means more to a kid, I think, and someone that's playing sports than anything else. So I commend you, and I think that's amazing. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Yeah, we are getting to know each other. We might
Yeah.
just get to know each other on our podcast.
Yeah.
With you.
You're gonna see
Yeah.
you're gonna see our friendship
you.
grow.
It's growing.
So you're gonna be guys with us too now. You know, we're all gonna be one big happy family.
Speaking of our podcast, which is ladies of UFC Gym Indy.
Mhm.
Our first guest is going to be a famous boxer, not a woman, unfortunately, but a good boxer.
Yep.
Skylar
good.
Artis. So look forward to seeing that.
Still looking
podcast.
forward to having him.
Yes.
We could put a wig on him or something, you know.
We are ladies, aren't we? Oh, yes, Emily, we are certainly two of them.
No,
He does have pretty long locks, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, does he? I've
Yeah.
never seen a picture of him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he's- yeah.
We're not giving makeover tips in here in
No.
this podcast, guys. So don't
I don't know
don't
any
think this is a
makeover
James
tips.
Charles or like a Jeffree Star type of thing. We're the complete opposite. Let's
Yeah.
put it
Right.
that way.
This is going to be empowered women
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
in
Yep.
the gym industry.
And if anyone has certain topics they want us to share too, we like to hear from you guys as well. So
Definitely
yeah.
give us a lot of feedback. We're more than open-minded and you
Mhm.
know, willing to share and do research and talk about things. Because I know a lot of us here we're educated in a lot of things in the gym, but we also there are topics that we might not even think about that we would love to hear from you guys as well.
right. And you can call in and ask questions live.
yeah, so we'd love to talk with you guys.
That's our favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
Clearly,
we love to talk.
We love to talk so much they made it as a podcast.
Yes.
We will post out prior to our podcast so you know when it's coming up on our social media. That's why it's important to follow us there. And then you can call in live. So we'll get all that information to you. So just make sure you follow us on social media to get that information.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any ending thoughts on being an athlete as a woman?
You don't ever have to stop being an athlete.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't think it ever
Yeah.
gets out of you. You
No.
know, no, because
There's
I still
always
consider
ways.
myself an athlete, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I might not be in a competitive league anymore.
No.
But I'm still an athlete
Yeah.
at heart.
You can always train in the gym like you're an athlete. And I think that those challenges can always arise and you can find new avenues, especially with the UFC Gym plug. We have all different types of classes. So if you are an ex-athlete or you're a current athlete in high school or in college, we have so many different training modalities to keep you in shape, keep you conditioned, and you can learn new stuff as well. So
Yeah, I've been working here
Yeah.
for like a couple weeks. I'm an athlete already.
you are an
I am.
athlete.
Yeah.
Stud, a
Training with
stud
those
athlete.
trainers. We got some good trainers.
We've got not to be biased here at all. We have
Yeah.
some of the best trainers
We really
in
do.
Indianapolis
Yeah.
area,
Yes, we do.
and I'm impressed. I mean,
Yeah.
just what I've learned, even from our coach certification that's going on today. I mean, this entire week, and this the experience and what I'm learning from their backgrounds. I'm like, wow, we have a solid
Yeah,
group.
we do. And we're more than trainers. We're coaches. Like, we want to not just, like, you know, teach you a movement. Like, we want to be here for all aspects of nutrition, everything that comes with health. We want to be a part of that. So, yes.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Yes, which is another one of our sponsors is dotFIT. And
Mm-hmm.
they're actual nutritional supplements for athletes. So
Yep.
they test these. I'm telling you, they test them. What's on the bottle is what's in as the ingredients because they are giving these to athletes. So they have to be very careful what they put in their products.
Yes.
Especially for women. Yes, I think I've taken every supplement they have for women because I want to be an athlete someday.
Yep. You are an athlete. You are an athlete.
Someday.
I want to make sure I stay, looking young.
We empower the fighter in everyone.
Yes, we do. We
Yeah.
train different. So.
Yes, we do.
And
Yep.
the majority of our population in the gym are women.
Yeah.
What's the percentage Andy said today about it? Was it like
It's pretty close.
it's pretty close,
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I think men have a little bit edge of it over
just
it,
a
but
little bit.
it's pretty
Yeah,
darn
it's
close.
pretty even.
We
so.
need to change that. We need to get more women in there.
Yeah,
Change
come
that
in.
percentage.
Come say hi to
UFC
us.
Gym. Just
Yeah.
come say hi. Just
if
come
you-
talk to us.
Come join our podcast. Come be the
Yeah,
fam.
Yeah, we would love to actually have someone.
Yeah, actually,
like,
yeah.
you know,
we should
we should.
a member of the
Look
month.
at us. We're coming up with ideas
This
on the
podcast is gonna be 2 hours long.
You can watch us get our ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, come be an idea.
Come be an idea. Yeah.
We should do the podcast from the gym
Yeah.
and be like waving from like the glass windows. You know?
All right. Well, we are running out of time, so I want to thank everybody for listening to the Raw Life podcast, sponsored by UFC Gym Indy and dotFIT. Again, follow us on social media because you're going to hear about our podcast Ladies of UFC Gym Indy. Don't forget that. You're going to want to watch it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
it's been fun.
Make a rock.